Hi guys, my name is Wayne. I'd like to welcome you to my test video or introductory video for the weblog that I am going to call 401 Gay. So why the name 401 Gay? Where does that come from? Well, I am a gay man. I've actually been out of the closet for about 15 years. And I actually have a lot of information and life experiences that I would like to go ahead and give you guys so that you can know a little bit more about what it is to actually be a gay man in this day and age. But for us old fossils, it's probably a little bit different perspective than what you actually might see on a lot of the other websites. I've actually been following YouTube for a couple months. I came across some very, very good video blogs from a lot of different guys who have been talking about their relationships, their gay experiences, going out to clubs, their first times, their first time with a guy, dating, rejection, a lot of the different things that they've actually been experiencing in their life. But quite honestly, a lot of the guys that you probably actually been seeing on YouTube are guys from the younger generations. So they have a much different perspective about being gay. Now, legitimately, I have to say that these guys all give very good credit to us older guys who have been around for a while, paving the way, that type of thing, for the way that gay people are now perceived in the United States as opposed to they were when I was actually growing up. But they can't really basically talk to you about what it's actually been like growing up in my day. Now, I'm not old enough to actually have been around to be in the Stonewall generation, so I'm basically talking about when I was growing up, which would be in the 80s, 90s, and now into the 2000s, about my experiences and perception about seeing how the country has actually changed and evolved over the course of years. Now, I could certainly talk to you about all of that, but you'll probably be bored to tears, quite honestly, after a little while. I don't have a whole lot of the gory, juicy details that some of you may be interested in. That's not what I'm really going to actually talk about. What I actually can talk about in a little bit better context is also in regards to my career for the past 10 years, and is actually working on retirement plans. Yeah, I know, a lot of guys are just going to fall asleep when you're talking about retirement plans. They will, Wayne, come on. You know, at my age, I'm in my 20s, I may be in my 30s, maybe even my early 40s. I don't have to worry about retirement for a number of years. Yeah, of course, you probably aren't. You know, maybe if you're focusing and working really hard, you may be able to actually retire maybe in your 50s, mid 50s, or your late 50s. But I can tell you from experience that if you don't think about retirement planning now, by the time you actually get around to it, it may already be too late. A lot of people say, well, you know, retirement planning is for people who are about to retire. No, by then it's too late. You actually have about retirement planning now, while you actually have the ability to start putting money aside so that you can actually go ahead and live comfortably in your retirement. Now, the caveat I'll say right off the bat is when I talk to you about retirement plans, I'm talking about employee-sponsored retirement plans. There are a lot of other aspects about retirement, all right, that I won't be discussing. I'll touch upon a couple different things, but for the most part, I am going to be talking about the actual retirement plans that most employees will actually sponsor these days. 401ks, 403bs, 457s, that type of a thing. There are a lot of mysteries about how retirement plans actually work. Not all retirement plans are equal. Not all of them are actually set up exactly the same way. I can't go into how your retirement plan actually works, but I will try to give you some education about how they work and some of the options that you actually might find in retirement plans. So hopefully that can actually give you some idea about retirement planning. I also have to tell you right off the bat, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot give you specific recommendations. Put your money in stock XYZ, or you should buy these bonds, or whatever. Not going to happen. I'm going to be talking more than the broad strokes about the retirement planning as a whole and a lot of the different variables and options that you actually may come across in your retirement plans. Now, I know this material is probably pretty dry. So what I would like to do, we probably have one or two videos to start off with where I will talk about retirement plans, introduction to retirement plans, that type of thing. Then in between those type of videos, so basically do maybe one or two about retirement plans, then give you maybe a video or two about myself, my being gay, some of my experiences that I've actually had in my life, talking about some of my other interests. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I also like a lot of different science fiction. Those are some of my interests, and I'm actually pretty knowledgeable about some of that. But I'm by no means the best. So a lot of guys are going to come across probably in the comments and correct me and basically point out different things. Great, that's fine. Going on YouTube, a lot of you guys have already said it. On YouTube, you're going to be opening yourself up, to critiques, the comments. Fine, I accept that. But I still want to talk about it. I also have other interests. Okay, I like camping. I like cooking. I like movies. So there's a couple other topics that I actually will be able to intersperse between my retirement videos to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. So fortunately, being YouTube, one of the nice things that I will probably be able to do down the road is set up some playlists for you guys. So if your interest is only hearing me talking about retirement planning, I will be able to have enough videos on here to get you a playlist so that you can watch the stuff about retirement plans. If you wanted to hear about my being gay and my gay experiences, I will basically be able to create a playlist for that. As I get more and more videos, maybe talking about camping or Star Trek or science fiction or some of my other interests that I may actually post videos about, when I have enough of those, I'll go ahead and create some playlists for those. So you'll be able to go ahead and pick a particular topic. This is going to be pretty rough for me at the very beginning. Rough in regards to the fact that, I'm not by any means a professional video blogger. All right. I'm doing this right now on my cell phone. If I feel that there's actually enough interest for me to actually continue doing this, I'll try and educate myself a little bit more about actually doing videos. So hopefully I will be able to get myself a cams that you can actually put on your TV and do it that. Probably at some point in the road, I may even go ahead and get some software to do a little bit more professional editing to kind of make this a little bit smoother. I will probably do most of the videos that I'm actually going to be posting pretty much off the cuff. So probably video editing is going to be really helpful. So that when I start stumbling over my own words, I'll be able to go ahead and video that and edit it so that it's actually a bit more presentable for you guys. Background music, outside shots, those maybe will come in time. I have been watching a lot of the videos that guys have been posting online. Of course, mostly gay guys, mostly gay couples. They're very well done. So as I said, this is going to kind of start off a little bit rough. As time goes by, I hope to actually get a little bit better with it. I want to basically get experience. This is something that's very, very interesting to me. As I said, I've been watching a whole bunch of videos that are out there on YouTube. A lot of the guys are very personable, how it is to deal with different situations, different topics that we see in the LGBT community. So I've been very interested in watching these guys. Quite honestly, most of those guys are very good looking, very handsome, or cute. I unfortunately, I'm kind of in my prime, maybe past my prime. So I don't have the looks that will show you or maybe attract you at the very beginning, because quite honestly, who wants to look at some old fart on the video? But I'm hoping that my information and my experiences will basically get people interested to actually start watching my video blogs. And hopefully I can use that information to educate some people, because really that's the ultimate purpose. I'm not doing this for any other purpose than my own satisfaction of having a new experience. It's an interest. I find it fascinating the way society has been changing to become more a social media based than we've actually seen. I didn't grow up in that generation, and my generation, TVs and phones. Okay, there really was no internet. To give you a frame of reference, when I was in high school, the big thing that came out was those little red LED watches. So when Casio first came out and they had the digital display, the little red numbers on the watches, that was actually started for me in regards to seeing how technology was increasing. So I know a lot of you are like, whoa, that's old school. Yeah, that's the age and that's the era that I actually grew up in. So prior to that, there really wasn't that much going on. So frame of reference wise, yeah, I'm dating myself, but that's kind of the generation. I have seen technology explode, and social media now basically still exploding. And this is kind of my way to get my feet wet. Basically say, I want to basically kind of do this as well and give you guys some of the experience that I've actually had growing up with trying to drive a little bit of interest and hopefully educate about retirement plans. So combining the two, 401 game. My next video I'm already planning is going to be called Retirement Plans 101, giving you information about how retirement plans are structured. And then I will be going into more and more detail. And guys, I know this is not the sexiest topic in the world. That's why I'm basically going to intersperse it with other information about myself, my experience as a gay man, as an older gay man, talking about other topics that I hope will have some interest. My interest in Star Trek, because I'm a big-time Trekkie, talking about science fiction, talking about, like I said, camping, my interest in cooking, my interest in movies. So give me your feedback, and we'll see how things go. And hope to see you next time. Before I sign off, I actually do want to go ahead and give a couple of shout outs to some of the actual YouTube bloggers that I've actually been viewing over the past couple of months. So kind of a shout out right now to starting with one of the first YouTubers I started watching was Mark Dillon, markdillon.com, very well-known porn actor, very personable guy. I also like following the blog for the adventures of Zach and B. Zach does a really good job, and Zach, if you're watching, I really do like hearing about you and your life growing up, your coming out, your experiences now in your relationship with Alistair, and of course Bronson, who's cute as can be. I also like Patrick Quirky. I like actually a lot of his videos, or Andrew Neighbors, otherwise known as Andrew's Ghost Places. I think right now he's actually over in France, so I've been actually watching his updates. He's very interesting. I also like to watch some of the couple videos, Zach and Nate, husband and husband, just to name a few. Of course, there are many others that I've actually been watching. I can't go through the entire litany of all the people that I actually admire, but I just want to give the shout outs to some of the guys that I've actually been following most recently. So there's going to be a lot more shout outs that I'm going to hopefully be able to do for you guys in the future to kind of encourage people. So I will basically be back with you guys in hopefully about a week or so. We start with my next blog, Retirements 101. I'll see you then.